Regrets suck, am I right? Now, of course, makeup regrets are not as dramatic as real life regrets, but I kind of want to talk about some things today that I was so close to buying, but I didn't buy them. I didn't pick them up for one reason or another. They were either in my cart, my mouse was hovered over the pay now button, or I had intentions of buying these things in some way or another and I just didn't. And I want to talk about if I regret it or not. Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I'm going to talk about makeup I almost bought but didn't, and then let you know if I regret it or not. If you enjoyed this video while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I think it's fun going down memory lane, talking about some past releases. Some of these things honestly, I totally forgot about. I went back in my new makeup releases and saw things that I had intentions of buying, and some of the things I was like, oh my gosh, I totally meant to buy that and didn't. So I want to hear your thoughts while I'm going through these products. Are these things that you also didn't pick up and wanted to, or did you pick them up? And if you did, let me know your thoughts. I really would love to know. Or some other things that you meant to pick up that you didn't. The first thing I want to talk about specifically is the face palette from Sydney Grace. They did release a collection in March that had a neutral palette and then 3 face palettes, light, medium, and deep. And I really was interested in picking up the light face palette and the eyeshadow palette as well, but I definitely was really set on getting the face palette. And the moment that it launched, I think I was at work or something and I signed on later in the day and it was sold out. I was so upset, because I really love Sydney Grace's eyeshadows. I have the collaboration with Mel Thompson, the Tiny Marvels palette, and that was the palette I voted my favorite palette that I tried last year. Like, I love the formula. So I was super interested to try their face products because I feel like they would do a really good job, and I wanted the eyeshadow palette, but I wasn't gonna buy the eyeshadow palette by itself. It was more like I was making the order for the face palette and throwing the eyeshadow palette in the cart kind of thing. So I never ended up picking it up. And I'm sure it has restocked by now. I don't even know. If it has restocked and whatever their next collection is, if I want it, I may pick it up. But that is one that I still think about. And I do kind of have regrets. I mean, they're not major regrets, but I do regret not picking it up. If you picked it up, let me know your thoughts on it. I would love to know. And by the way, if any of these things are still available, I will link them down below in the description box. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Rare Beauty lip oil. So I love lip oils, okay? I love lip oils. I'm a lip oil collector, if you will. So as soon as I saw this sneak peek, I was like ready to try it. I have a problem with lip products. Like I just love buying lip products and eyeshadow palettes.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I really enjoy a lot of things from Rare Beauty. I was very interested. I liked the shades that they released. I was particularly going for the shade Honesty, that brown shade. And whenever I'm going to pick something up and review it myself, I try not to look at other people's reviews. I just want to make my own opinions on it. But of course, like scrolling through Instagram, I had seen kind of spoilers, a lot of people saying they didn't like it. And ever since then, I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. I have seen mostly negative reviews, but I have seen a few people say they really enjoy the lip oils. But I got a lot of comments on my wish list videos for Sephora sale. So many of you said that the lip oils were so bad. They smelled really bad. They weren't actually like the traditional lip oil type of formula. They were more of a stain. So this one, shout out to you guys for helping me save my money. Because the way that the formula is described, I don't really feel like I would enjoy it. So I saved my coin on that one. And this one, no, I don't regret. I don't regret not picking it up. What's your opinion on it if you purchased it? This is a collection that I honestly forgot about until I just looked it up. So the e.l.f. Good Vibes Only collection. I was ready to buy this collection. I have 3 Walmarts within like 10 minutes of me, which is really, I love it. And I checked one of the Walmarts near me. They said it was gonna be in store that day. I went in the morning to Walmart and the actual display was up, but none of the products were in it. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll come back another time, I guess, whatever. And then I literally never even thought about it again. Looking at these eyeshadow palettes, the 2 bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, the one that's on the left with that bluish green matte, I would really never wear that shade. I don't like wearing matte shades in that color. The other eyeshadow palette is pretty, but it's like a neutral palette. I don't know. And I don't even really like the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow formula. I know that's a hot take, but I don't really think it's what people hype it up to be, in my opinion. So I would have rather just saved my money, which I did. I wasn't gonna pick up the brushes, but there was like a lip balm thing. But again, I don't know why I wanted to pick up the lip balm because I've owned their lip balms in the past and I don't like them at all. So I think I was just excited for the hype. Like, I love the theming of the collection. I think it's super fun. So I think I was caught up in that hype. And that's another reason I wanted to make this video. Let's normalize thinking through our purchases. Because sometimes you just need like a few days or a week to like sit back and think about it. And I'm trying to be better at that myself. That's why a lot of things in my new makeup releases video, I say I'm gonna pick up, like I'm excited about, and I don't end up picking up everything just because I can't. I just can't. So this was one of those ones after a few days, after a week, I pretty much forgot all about it. So I don't regret not picking this one up either. But if you did, of course, I'm gonna be a broken record. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, the next product I wanna talk about is the Natasha Denona Love Face Palette. So we all know, or maybe we don't all know, I'll give you a little quick 30-second synopsis. Look Fantastic allegedly accidentally put this on their website early. So it was available for purchase and it was at a pretty high price tag because apparently Look Fantastic does have a huge markup on their website. And it was supposed to be like the Valentine's Day collection for Natasha Denona, and they released it really early and no other retailers had. And so when I saw it, I was so excited. I was deterred by the price tag. I think if the price was the same as the last face palettes, I would have like bought it instantly. But it was quite expensive and I thought, I'm not really sure that I want to spend that money on one of these. I do love Natasha Denona. I love the Glam Face palette. I do have one of those and I love it. But I'm so glad I didn't buy it because I watched reviews. And after watching reviews, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people said they didn't really enjoy the blush, which has like a very strong like white base to it, which I don't love a white based blush. And I do like the eyeshadows, but I don't personally think it's something that's like revolutionary, something I need in my collection. I have a lot of Natasha Denona palettes, and I feel like I have these shades for the most part. I don't need to pay top dollar for just like that one shimmer shade and that highlight, you know? So I was glad that I was able to see reviews. I was glad that I was able to like put the brakes on and not spend a ton of money on this because I don't think at the end of the day, I would have really loved it. So this is a purchase that I definitely do not regret skipping on it. Okay, this next one has literally been in my cart since it released, and I think it was released in February. The Sigma New Mod Mini. So I have yet to try Sigma's eyeshadow formula. I did purchase a palette on Black Friday. I still have yet to use it. I bought the Corta Rosa palette. The palette that I really wanted to buy was the new mod, but when I went onto Sigma's website during that Black Friday time, it was sold out. So I got my next choice, which was the Corta Rosa. And so when they came out with this mini version, I was like, this is literally perfect. Like everything in this palette is something I would need. The mattes go from light to deep. There's 4 mattes and 3 shimmers. You've got like a creamy white matte. You've got a dark brown matte. You've got 2 mid-tone mattes. And then all 3 shimmers are different. Like I regret not buying this. I still want to buy it. And I may still buy it. But with eyeshadow palettes, I have so many and I'm constantly buying new releases. It's hard for me to buy an older release because I can't really create videos with it. I mean, I can, but it's not really as much value as buying something that's new, if that makes sense. But if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I was just buying makeup for fun, I would have bought this. 100%. And Sigma has crazy sales. And hint, you know, whenever you have, this isn't like a secret insider trading thing, but if you put something in your cart and you let it sit there, they'll start sending you coupons and they will mark it down and down and down. And that's kind of what has been happening, but I've been holding off. Again, I think if they release something new that I would like, I might throw this into my cart because it is absolutely beautiful. Okay, another palette that is just beautiful. This is the La Cienega palette from Adept Cosmetics. I own 2 Adept palettes, the Heather Austin palette and the Amunet New Light, and I really like the palettes. I love the Heather Austin palette. The shimmers in that palette are just so breathtaking. Very emollient, almost creamy, extremely sparkly, shifty. And the Immunit New one is also nice. It has a few more mattes, which I like. Like, I prefer a matte heavy palette, which is what this is. And all of the mattes are neutral mattes. And then we've got some pops of color on the shimmers. And 3 of the 5 shimmers are very light. Then you have like a mid-tone shimmer and then a darker blue. And I feel like I would use all of those shimmers, and I would definitely use all the mattes. This is one that I do regret skipping on. It really is absolutely beautiful. Now, of the mattes that I've tried from Adept, I thought they were good. They weren't like my favorite mattes in the world. I thought they were good. So that was another reservation for me, where it's like, this is very, very matte heavy, and I like the matte formula from Adept. It's just not something that I'm crazy about. Maybe the formula in this is really good. You'll have to let me know if you picked this up, but it is one that I definitely had to kind of stop myself from buying. And I think at the time, other things were also releasing very close around it. Okay, these next 2 eyeshadow palettes are definitely regrets. So the Into the Night palette and the Nearly Natural palette, both from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I've heard such good things about the brand. I've seen so many people's videos using their palette. Their stuff looks so, so beautiful. I remember the Nearly Natural palette when people started reviewing it. It looks like it could be one of my favorite palettes because I love neutrals and I just love all the tones in here. Apparently their shimmers are ultra sparkly and really pretty. And then recently they released the Into the Night palette, and again, it was kind of the similar thing to the Sydney Grace one, where I wasn't able to get on right when it launched. And I got on like maybe 45 minutes after launch and it was sold out, which is great for them. Like, that is really exciting. The other thing is Glaminatrix is a Australian indie brand, so I know the shipping to me is going to take a really, really, really long time. And again, by the time I get it, making a video on it, I don't know that people would really care. Although I did say that in a past video and people said it was worth the wait. So both of these palettes are so, so beautiful. You don't even have to tell me that you love them because I know you guys do. I still think about both of these palettes. And then the last thing I want to talk about is from Geologie Cosmetics. It's the Wheatbelt palette. This did just launch in March very recently, and this color story looks so beautiful to me. I like the shape of the pans for some reason. Like, I don't usually love weird shaped pans, but I feel like this is very satisfying. It's like the toys, like the geometric little like acrylic block. Did anybody play with those? I even love the outer packaging, like the font. It's very like 60s, 70s to me. It's so cool. I've been really interested in this brand. I've heard good things about the brand, but once again, they are an Australian indie brand. Again, same kind of thing I said, where I feel like it's gonna take a really long time for it to get to me. So I decided to skip out on this, but I still think about it. I definitely regret not picking it up. I don't know that I will though, just because again, by the time it gets to me, it's been months since it's released. But you'll have to let me know if you pick this up, if it was worth the wait for you, because it does look really pretty. I love the tones. I love how many mattes there are. Let me know your thoughts. All right, and that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you feel the same way as I do about these products, that you were going to pick them up and you skipped on them? Let me know of any other products that you skipped out on that you regret not picking up, or you're so glad that you saved your money. I would love to know. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.